At the edge of the Milky Way, the treacherous space race for the legacy of the ancients begins. A race against time, enemy aliens, and black holes. For outlawed hero Heem of High Falls and beautiful Jessica of Capella, the extraordinary contest is very simple. They can win, or they can die. So, I mentioned in some previous videos how there was a strange accident up on Blackwood Hill recently. During the 90s, a company occupied the grounds of the old college campus. This company, the Blobware Corporation, was attempting to develop a biological artificial intelligence, but they went bankrupt, and there have been rumors ever since that they had to abandon their labs without properly shutting down their experiments. They built a silo up there, which enclosed the main lab, and when they left, they threw a chain link fence around the whole works. A couple of months ago, we saw lights up on the hill, like lightning, but the light was arcing up from the hill, not down. After a rumor went around that the police car sent to investigate hadn't reported back, a group of us climbed the hill, but we were engulfed by a fog and lost to each other. I was found in the morning up against the chain link fence, staring at the silo, which had a crack in one side. Since then, people have been appearing seemingly out of nothing. These are copies of the people who climbed the hill that night, starting with the people from the front of the group. These copies don't seem to be able to communicate, but they are physically solid and docile when apprehended by the police, although they disappear or dematerialize pretty soon thereafter. I've been waiting to meet the copy of myself, but it hasn't happened. Instead, events have taken a very different turn. But first off, let me admit to a strange problem. It seems I can't think quite clearly about what has been happening. When I try to think about it, the hill and the silo, I suddenly find myself thinking of something else. I can't stay focused on the silo, except with a lot of concentration, like right now, and because I'm staring at some writing on a sheet of paper as I'm speaking, and it tells me to talk about the silo. I should also say that I have no first-hand evidence of anything I'm about to say. I can't even remember who told me these things, but here it is. There is a new dome on Blackwood Hill, now encompassing the silo. This dome isn't quite so big as a professional football stadium. It's like one of those inflated plastic domes for winter practice, except it's translucent and glowing, about 100 yards from side to side. Inside, it's like a conservatory and botanical garden, but alien-seeming, with plants not limited to the plant kingdom, but also fungoids and crawling algae. If rumor is true, then some of these can speak, and I'm assured many of them can move, at least to sway, but also in some cases to shuffle or drag themselves along. There's a being up there, sometimes there and sometimes not, made of light, perhaps, or shimmering energy. She takes the face of a human, sometimes familiar, sometimes unknown. I'm told she can wear the face of each of us who went up to the hill that night. I'm told she takes 1,000 faces and is always inventing new ones, or reinventing old ones. She turned our Sheriff Hanson to stone when he angered her with something about his authority, and for a moment afterward, her hair was a tangle, not of snakes, but of slug-like tubes or thick, wriggling worms crowned sometimes by eyes, sometimes by toothless mouths, which moaned angrily as they groped the air. She is seeking someone who should be returned to her, but he could be anyone by now. He was the first to wake up, she says, but to live, to be himself, he cut himself free from the rest of her, which was still dreaming. He would not have looked like a human then. He would have been large and slime-like. He would have oozed. He would not have known where he was going, but he would have learned. He would have learned very quickly. And to live in this world, specifically in the town of Stone's Way, beneath her hill, he would have started walking on 2 legs and carrying just one head between his shoulders. He might not be able to speak yet, even now, or it might. It probably acts strangely, laughs at the wrong times, tells bad jokes, and so on. It could be any of us because it could very well have the ability to reach into our minds, to make us think we have always known it, like a neighbor who's just always been there. She wants us to find it and return it to her so that she can eat it. I'm sorry, I seem to be recording something. There's a piece of paper in front of me, but it's all scribbles. Or it's a weird language. It's alien. Maybe? Oh, yeah. Of course, and as I was saying, the appearance of this vehicle, so much like a bulldozer or a tank, was terrifying at first. The people out on the river ice fishing could hear it before they could see it, and then suddenly it was there, coming around a bend in the river, on the ice, rumbling along on its treads. It was impossible to see anyone in it because it had mirrored windows. But I'm afraid that's about all I know. Although the thing wasn't moving quickly, it was gone in a few minutes. People have speculated since that the thing, the tractor or whatever it was, could maybe have been a rover, maybe sent here by aliens. By aliens, like the rovers we've sent to the moon and to Mars. Or it could have been some farm kids having a bit of a laugh. I guess we'll never know. Anyway, I'm sorry if today's video is shorter than usual, but it's been quiet around here lately. It's a bit of a relief.